The third form for a linear equation is called standard form. This one's not quite as common, but it is seen a lot, and that's the one that says ax plus by equals c. Now there are a couple restrictions on this. First one is both a and b cannot be 0. Meaning you can't have 0 here and 0 here, because then we don't have, an equation at that point. So one of them can be, but not both. The other thing is we want a and b to be integers. And even more specific than that, we really want a to really be a natural number. Now, what's the difference between those? So we've talked about it a little bit, but the difference between them is integers could be negative, natural numbers are only positive. So we really want this front number here to be positive. We want this one to be positive or negative, but neither one of those should be a fraction or a decimal. And then C, that could be anything really. As long as that's a real number, we're fine. Okay, so let's take a look at what this looks like. Get an idea of how this problem might look when they're given to you. And it may say something like, rewrite in standard form. Okay, so really what we're doing is a little bit of what I call algebraic gymnastics. We're sort of rearranging some things here. So the equation they're going to give us might be y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 2. We're trying to rewrite that in standard form, which means I want the x and the y on the same side. I want x and y to both have integer values, but specifically I want to try and get that x to be a natural number. So let's kind of go through the steps and see what we could do. So first thing is, I'm going to go ahead and add 1/2 x to both sides. Because remember, my goal is to get the x and the y on the same side. So when I do that, I've got 1/2 x plus y is now equal to, we'll just zero it out, so this is now equal to 2. Alright, so now we have the x and the y on the left side. The numeric piece, the little number by itself, the constant value is all alone on the right. So now, what's wrong with this? Well, we can't have that fraction. We don't want a fraction there. So how do we get rid of it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and multiply this whole thing by 2. The whole quantity on this side. And to balance it out, we're going to go ahead and do that on this side as well. We're going to distribute out a 2 to the entire thing. So what does that do? Well, if we multiply it here, half of 2 would be 1. Plus, we distribute that one out. 2 times y would be 2y. And on this side, we did 2 times 2 because we're multiplying both sides by 2. So that gives me 4. And now, really, if I want to write the 1 there, I can. But if not, that is now considered in standard form where a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, and our c value would be 4. And now we have it from the given form, which was our, if we go back and look at it, they gave it to us in slope intercept, and we now converted it over to standard form.